Alrighty, gentlemen, we are starting a fresh new challenge. We're going to go for a push-up challenge for this time around. And what we're basically trying to do this round is we're trying to get to 100 push-ups in one go. Now, it doesn't matter if you're starting from only being able to do maybe 20 or 30, or if you can't even do 10 proper push-ups. Doesn't matter where you're starting from. After you've completed this challenge, you'll have the correct procedure to be able to get to 100 fairly quickly without too much stress. So let's get right into it. Cool. So the things that we need to cover is correct form, the actual program that you need to be able to go through to be able to get it done, and then progressive overload. So the trick behind the whole thing is just like you're increasing the weights in the gym and getting stronger with your normal lifts, like the super compensation video that we had not too long ago. This will give you the same sort of principles to be able to do push-ups without stopping all the way up to 100. So the correct form is really, really critical for optimal development. So the correct form is as in the photo in front of you. So you've got your elbows tucked in, hands shoulder width apart, just outside of your shoulders, and you're pushing with your body, not necessarily with your elbows. So we want to push from the rib cage down and push through, not so much pushing out with the elbows like in a hinge motion. So the goal is to be able to get to, depending on where you're at the moment, either 25, 50 or 100 push-ups without any weight on your back. So that's to be able to do it in one go. Obviously, you might be able to get to a fairly decent number without stopping now, but if we can get you to 100, then that would be awesome. So this will give you a clear path to be able to do that. Also as well, there is no harm if you can't start on your feet. If you haven't weight trained in a very long time and you're very weak in your chest, you can just drop down to your knees in the position that's on the screen in front of you and start from that position. To get stronger in your chest, arms, back, core, and triceps, you can do a plank position. So the plank position is roughly a push-up that's about halfway down and staying stationary. So as you do that, your body will start to shake. Pull your abs in through your lower back, up through the middle of your body, and keep that nice and tight. And remember to try and relax your breathing and try and stay as calm as you can while you're in that position. If you do that a handful of times, a few times a week, that will absolutely increase your core strength and give you better stability for when you're able to get to those higher numbers with your push-ups. So this is the way the progression goes. What we're going to try and do is we're going to try and do 12 push-ups 4 times a day. So that'll be 48 push-ups in one day, or 336 push-ups in a week. But it all starts with the first 12. So if you need to start on your knees, no harm in that. If you can only do, say, 5 or 6 push-ups on your feet, that's not an issue either. You can start from wherever you are, and following the method that we're going to give you, you will be able to increase it quite quickly. Even if you can do more than 12 at the moment, we want to stick with this routine initially, because what we're going to do is we're going to treat the push-ups that you're doing like we treat weight training, with adding on additional weight to the exercise, not just banging out more push-ups for the sake of doing it. So the way that that's going to look is you can either get a friend to put more weight on your back to lower the amount of push-ups that you can do to 12. If that is not an option, you can do a negative push-up. So a negative looks like the same as the photo that's on the screen, but without the weight on the back, obviously, and you're going to go down to the very lower half of the exercise movement, so the closer you are to the ground, and then you're going to hold it there for 10 seconds and then push back up. So that will be a simulation of having more weight on your body, because you're holding the exercise in the hardest part and then pushing back up. So if you can't get someone to put weight on your back, then you can do negatives. So holding it at the very bottom and then pushing back up. But the goal is to keep the push-ups that you can do around that 12 number. Also, if you can't get out the 12 on the feet, but you're getting out 12 pretty easily on your knees, then you can do the negatives as well from your knees as well as that. So that's what it would look like if you were doing the negatives either on your feet or on your knees as in front of you. Cool. So the way that this works is it should work the same way that it would work if you were doing sprint training, or if you've ever seen those videos of guys that have like parachutes attached to their back when they try and sprint, and the drag pulls them backwards, and then when they actually go and then do sprinting without the parachute behind their back, they're able to go faster. So having the weight on your back is the same principle. So if we can get that weight really, really high, or you got your negatives down to like 15 to 20 seconds at the bottom, holding it at the bottom and then pushing back up, then when you go and do your push-ups, you'll be able to smash them out, and you'll get your rep ranges up to 60, 70, 80, 90, and then 100. The reason why it works is because we're keeping the number at around 12 push-ups each time that you do your push-up sets, trying to do 4 exercises a day of it, so 3, 3, 3, 6 for the week, and that number of 12 is working on your strength and your endurance. So when you go and smash out your push-ups, you'll be able to kill it and get really, really high numbers. So good luck with that. Let us know if you're going to give it a go, and looking forward to see how fast we can get those numbers back up to get close to that 100 mark. Awesome. Thanks, guys.